So the Plague Priest is finished now. I spent some time working on him this afternoon. Highlighted up the hazmat suit cloak, finished off his staff, put a piece of warpstone up there at the top. So he's ready to go into the Plague Furnace now. This was a great little model to paint. Not too complicated, but just enough detail to make it interesting. And so he sits in there. His cloak makes him a little bit too wide to face exactly straight. He looks a little bit to his left, but that's okay. So now we'll move on to basing. I'm basing all my Skaven models the same way. I'm using this V-Groove sheet styrene from Evergreen Scale Models. Really easy to work with, so I'll cut a piece of this to size and use some cement for plastic models to attach it to the GW base, and then we'll be ready for priming. Once the cement had a chance to cure, I primed this whole base black. You'll notice I wasn't super accurate in the cutting of the sheet styrene. I'm going to have to take some greater care so that that lip between the GW base and the styrene doesn't show. Now it's time to do a little bit of dry brushing. So I'm going to use Vallejo Game Color Chainmail Silver and dry brush this entire base. So dry brushing the chainmail silver is fairly straightforward. It doesn't have to be super even. In fact, it's a little bit more effective if there's a little bit of variation. You can go over this with a black wash afterwards, but it's not really necessary, especially with the Plague Furnace because the model takes up so much space. So now in my intro video, I talked a little bit about these gears that I picked up at my local craft store. So now I'll just pick out a few and set them down on top of the base just to kind of fill in the bottom a little bit. They will show through a little once the Plague Furnace is on, not a whole lot. Mostly I just want these to sit around the edge, so I'll lay a few of these out just as a test, and then once I'm happy with the way they look, I'll glue them down. So I ran into one small problem as I was trying to attach the Plague Furnace to the base. Each of the tires have these spikes coming out of the rims, and just the way I positioned the tires, there will not be enough surface area for the glue to adhere to the base. So I'm going to go back and remove the bottom spike from each tire and then reset the model. And then the last thing to bring this Plague Furnace into the steampunk story that I'm trying to tell with my Skaven, I'm going to attach some of the gears inside and on the sides of this Plague Furnace just to make the machine a little more of a machine. So here it is, all finished up. I glued a few gears inside and a few gears outside, and I'm pretty pleased with the overall effect. I'd be really interested in hearing your comments and what you think. Now it's just a matter of putting in that Plague Priest and taking a few stills. So just a few final thoughts before I finish this video off. This was a really great kit. A lot of fun to put together. The sculpt is excellent. There's lots of good storytelling in the way the figures are positioned on the model. It went together really easily, but I should say that you have to paint this before you assemble it. If you fully assemble this piece, you'll never be able to do the model justice in your painting. So I'm glad I looked online just to see what some other people were doing before I started this project. But it came together really well. I managed to finish it in just a few days. So that's it. Thanks for sticking with me through this Project Skaven painting challenge, and I'll get a few more videos posted soon. I look forward to your comments. Please give me some feedback on what you thought of the whole process. Thanks for watching.